growing up in this part of Georgia, I always wanted to play Bobby Jones Golf Course, so we thought, why not play it on the sim? And turns out I probably don't want to play Bobby Jones Golf Course.
Nope.
Welcome to my last round of golf. Hi, hello, and welcome to my last round of golf. I am AJ Kummel, and I am here with my co-host,
Alec Dietz. Yeah, there's no excuses for this one. We can't say it's super far away. I've always wanted to play this course, but it's just so far because it's literally right down the street.
I know we've said before, we are in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Jones Golf Course is literally in
Atlanta.
In Atlanta. If you're not familiar, Atlanta has the big interstate that goes through the city, which is 75 and 85 together, and then they split off at the north, and Bobby Jones is right there in that split area.
Yep.
My father grew up probably 5 blocks from this golf course, talked about playing it all the time. Of course, it was a more expensive course.
Back in the day, yeah.
Back in the day,
and then,
it was.
Then it became old and dilapidated.
Well, and it was like the Frog. It was one of those that it was $100 and something to go play it back then, and that was a lot more money than it is now, because but I mean, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And still, of course, being high school and poor, so you don't get to play these places, and I've always wanted to play it, so it's okay, you know what, it's on the sim here, we're out in the yard, we're taking some good swings, we had cut the grass, done all the weeding, we changed the layout of the simulator,
everything.
Dug out the ground, got things as flat as possible, hard packed it down, nice layer of sand, made it all pretty, and of course we put the simulator on, and our shots aren't going as straight as it did read before, which could be us as golfers.
We got to figure this whole thing out, man.
But so our scores are a little bit up higher than we'd like for them to be. But it's also a difficult course, and I can say that about it. This is I don't know if it's officially championship level, but I'm going to go ahead and give it that, just because of the way that it's laid out and designed. This isn't an easy course that you'd come across just randomly as your little local one.
No.
It's a little bit harder. So you know what? Enough talking about it, and I figure away we go.
Let's see what Bob Jones has to offer.
Let's see. So we start out with a par 5, 507.
And we got to remember to actually add drivers outside every time, and we got to set up a better setup for our drivers, because we keep doing this and playing with 3 woods.
I mean, but it does make me feel better about my 3 wood.
I'm glad it makes you feel better about it.
I mean, hey, we're learning to make those connections, and this is where these skills come in handy, is on the par 5. If you have 230 yards, okay, I can put my par 3 on the green, because I'm doing this off the deck. I'm not putting these on the tees. I mean, still, a shot like that, you could tell it was a duff shot, and you had a little bit downward impact on the face there and just picked the ball up.
Let's see what we got here. Trying to get 215, just trying to get up there. And if I remember correctly, yep, right between them both. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Well, and that's half of the issue. So one of the things that I've been looking into, and I know we talked about it previously, is learning how to hit off the mat. Mm-hmm. And it's different than actually hitting on the ground.
Almost.
And the problem that we have as golfers is, I'm not pushing as much through the ball, and I'm not pushing my hands as hard as I should through the swing, because I know that the club head's going to probably hit the mat and bounce back up, and it's going to sting my hands. So it's almost kicking myself in the foot trying to practice with this. And it's making the ground a little bit squishier made it a little bit easier. As we can see, I had a wonderful chip. Still couldn't put it within the 1 ring.
Very close, though.
A 1 ring to rule them all. But hey, I'll start out with a par. Hey, this proved promising until we got to hole 2.
2, yeah. We made it 1 hole.
So one of the great things about this course is it is a beautiful course. We looked up photos. I've driven past it. It is very beautiful. 237. And this is where I said, you know what? I'm going to take my 1 mulligan. We play a mulligan on the front 9, mulligan on the back 9, a breakfast ball, brunch ball, if you will. And of course, after my mulligan, what do? I put it in the water. And
water.
I get to shamefully sit in your view as you get to sit here and swing.
And, thank goodness I just cleared that sand.
It's just a beautiful little skip over the top.
+3 though. Like, come on, man.
I mean,
lag putting.
You would still 2-putt that.
I mean, this is killing me here.
Just to get over. I can't even make it across the water again, so I get to shamefully move up more.
And then we have another one here, I think.
Which, I mean, this is pretty accurate for how I am in real life sometimes.
There we go. Ooh, and then...
see, this is where I think that we're off on the way we have the sim set up. So we're also dealing with some weird angles because the way the backyard is not perfectly flat and level because we're in Georgia and we're in the mountains. Well, we're in the hills.
We're in the foothills.
So things aren't like level and flat, so we're working the best we can. But
let's see here, par 4.
Par 4, 356.
And
things are of course going to dogleg left, and both of us are sending it right.
As always.
As is tradition. There's a reason that we play in the same cart, and it's because our balls always end up touching.
Wow.
Hey, sometimes you got to take the easy jokes when they're presented.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Next shot, 271. Kind of uphill from Wrigley, just a little bit. And...
I mean, there's not a whole lot of hills here. This is a pretty flat part of town anyways.
You know what? At least you aren't in the water or the sand.
Yeah, true. That's typically where I am, as we saw the last hole.
Yeah, very, very upset about that one. Just like, screw it. Fine.
It's like, nope, I'm not taking it yet. Because that's another one of like, I don't even think that I put your mulligan in here.
I don't think so either.
It was one later. No, it was one that was definitely justifiable. And I was like, no. It wasn't a flattery of, oh, you hit the ball too hard and too far. It was, no. Like, that's why I left mine in. And, of course, it made me look good. I'm going to leave it. I'm the editor. So.
Well, selective bias here, people.
Yeah, but,
Fake news.
Getting a double bogey is still not the brightest day.
All right, can we actually get this somewhat up? No. You can't.
That's another thing. Chipping on like a mat is a whole different ball game too.
And sometimes you get some really good ones, and sometimes they just apparently the sim thinks you hit it 7,000 feet past where you intended to.
Well, and I think it has problems reading a ball rising.
Yes.
Quickly instead of going forward. Oh,
look
at me! This is one of those of
look at that plan to go over the water.
Right,
take it out of play.
Hey, sometimes you got to chip from the rough instead of chipping from the fairway. You get the like grass underneath you, so you can dig more. But of course, this is what I should have done: is like properly lay the ball in the fairway 230 from the tee box with a 3-wood.
Yeah, man, you just got to get it out there. Little pokey poke.
Sometimes you got to get it up. Gotta get it up, gotta get it out.
And...
This is also where I'm going to argue that the simulator is not set up correctly because we are buffoons and don't know how to, like, aim a flat piece of metal, which is, I guess, why all the military stuff says this way towards enemy of, like, you just make it simple and people don't mess it up. The Garmin, you made it simple, but I am apparently dumber than your testers. That's all I'm going to say.
They should have hired you.
I'm super dumb, but it's like, the crossover between the bears that can get in trash cans and the dumbest tourist. Like, there's...
Oh, this one. Oh, I remember this. Another topped 3-wood trying to hammer it.
And this is a hole that makes me really want to play Bobby Jones too, because this is one where you have a tight fairway that's going to like
hit the shit out of that
really dogleg and hook left about 90 degrees, and it's probably about like 160, 180 out, but then you could also just like go over the rough to the fairway.
I mean, so the cool thing about real life course is it's reversible, right? The two courses are the Magnolia and Azalea are reversible, so I don't know if you could do this in real life or not, but nothing's stopping me in this game, so I'm doing it.
With the amount of people that I have seen play a ball 4 fairways over to golf course, you can just do anything now.
You just do it.
Unless they literally have a ranger on that hole, just don't screw up the courses, people. Please keep it nice for the rest of us. Like, if you're gonna play the ball in the fairway, at least like let me get my swing out first.
Yeah.
Which this is another one of those of like, okay, you have a big swing here. Shooting for 215.
Yeah, just a little short.
So, and that's where I think that's our setup on the sim again. That drift off, I think it lost about 5 yards there, and that drift to the right when it should have drifted maybe like 2 yards to the right instead of the 5-6 there.
Obviously, we're hitting into a net, so we can only see the first, 15 feet, 20 feet, whatever the hell it is, but... man, it's sometimes you just hit. We got to build a better system.
Well, and
we got to build a box.
We've been golfing for a long time. Like, I've been golfing since I was like 10 years old. I've got fitted for my first set of like kiddie clubs, and my dad was ridiculous and took me to Tallapoosa, Georgia, at whatever the golf place is down there. Bridges, because I had those Bridges clubs. Those were the ones I got fitted in high school, but I had kid clubs too. And
once again, thank God for split fairways.
Yeah, and see.
I remember going for this. I was going at it so ham.
So there are hills. Yes. That's 9 yards uphill, flips over. And you stayed in the fairway.
Yeah, we still had a decent shot.
That is one that in real life, though, the golf gods would just blow that ball back down the hill. And they would say, no. You stayed in the fairway. Have fun rolling.
Yeah, you went almost off the face of the earth.
I was hoping for a Mario, like, dropping the penguin off the edge. Woo, woo, woo.
You'd be standing on nothing here to hit this.
This is where you, like, have to, like...
But good shot up back, I mean, look at that. Good 66-yarder.
Sometimes I can chip. I think I was with a sand wedge, too.
Oh, good.
I've learned how to, like, actually swing that club full out instead of just, like, chip it with it.
Oh, is this where I think, let's see.
Well, and this is a distance that you know with your 54 degree.
Yeah, I was like, just a little easy one. And why is it not registering? Oh, well, whatever. Here it goes. Okay, there we go. Okay, thank you. Yeah,
sometimes, sometimes 71. Things take time.
Exact number, but just, in the wrong, incorrect direction, I guess.
I mean, you still have me by a stroke here. All right, hole 7, par 3. This is another one, of course. We have some beautiful water incorporated in here. I don't think... There is a lot of water on this course. Like, and I'm not hydrophobic. Because, I'm not never wet or whatever it is. But, yeah, bad joke. Yeah. I heard you not laugh, so I definitely heard the people not laugh,
the people at home are just confused and sad.
I mean, that's an okay chip.
We had a case of the long lefts here. Both of us.
So everything was going right, and then all of a sudden it started going left. And we were trying to fix it. And
we did.
Like, it's another one of those of, I need to just get out on the course and work this, because... Sometimes it's just a little frustrating not being able to see that ball flight. And that's another, like, issue that I have with, like, practicing at home. Mm-hmm. Is just ball flight. But,
well, the simple thing is we just need to buy the property behind yours and build an actual driving range, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah, that's like 40 acres.
Yeah, we don't have that.
No.
Sorry. Oh, well. This is what we got then, boys and girls. Man, jeez, 189.
I mean, still, like, 190-yard shot...
I think I was trying to hit my 3-wood just calm and easy, and I hit it a little too calm and easy.
Oh, like
you get there though, don't you? I think you get there.
No, I still short it.
Well,
like I drop a 3-wood at 205, and I still short it. That's why it's one of these of like maybe I don't want to go play Bobby Jones because with a driver, I'm still not sure if my driver is controllable enough.
I think you could get there. I think
these are some tight fairways.
We're gonna play this place. Like, we're gonna go play this place.
I mean, we have to. Absolutely. We're from Atlanta. Like. There's only so many courses, and eventually we're going to go actually play them and film playing them all.
Which would be fun.
I mean, we have like 12 so far?
I think so. This is episode 20. So
this is episode 20. Ooh, gosh, yeah, we're getting old.
Shh. Don't say that. Let's see. +3 for you, double bogey, and I have, what is this, like 60 yards? Hey, look at that. Bam, on the number. Please.
No movement once it hit the ground.
Nothing.
Nope, just sap.
Slam.
Good ball. Sit, boo-boo, sit.
Up by 3. To the last hole we go.
Par 4, hole 9, 414 yards, 1 yard downhill. We have a tiny little creek. It's about like 250, 260 out.
I remember at this point my shoulders so tired. I'm like, screw it.
Oh, and you had like, actually played golf that day, too.
Yes, I already played 18 that day.
Like a 69...
100-yard course or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It was I was tired.
Course.
I was tired, but this is fun. Let's see. And then we got 170. Yep, nice, right in the fairway. And this has got to be a long shot. 244. Got to be laying.
Oh, this is where I'm like, because I have to drop it in there. Let's just go to the edge here. And in typical fashion, I'm going to make myself chip probably from the rough. Yep, I'm going to chip from the rough. Because, oh my
just
God.
A half yard, man. Oh,
I told
can I get over
like
this tree?
From the rough.
Can I get over this tree? Nope. I can go through it, though.
Tree service, one limb at a time. Hey, you're in the better spot than I am, though. That's always, like, what I have to like drill into my head. Like chipping from the fairway is good. Chipping from the fairway is good.
Unless you do this. And oh,
Hey,
thank God.
At least it said thud, not splash.
Yeah, oh man, I was prepared for it.
I mean,
Especially from that angle, it looked like it.
God, like ending up with a double bogey. It's just such a rough course. Like, all right, my last shot. Oh, I shot 97 yards instead of 67 yards. Oh, I need to rein this in. Yeah.
Yay!
Shot plus 16.
We
you
did
shot
it.
plus 13. 49 strokes, 52 strokes. So,
Oh my
like,
goodness.
those stroke numbers are still within, like, an acceptable range to me. Like,
I can understand that.
well, I still have to think about this. Like, in the grand scheme of golfers,
the grand scheme.
like, the grand scheme of everyone out there, like, taking 52 strokes to do 9 holes isn't the worst thing in the
No,
world.
absolutely not.
Like-
Especially at a course you never played before with
Yeah,
no
like-
drivers with, on a simulator.
But I mean, like, still, like, 100%, like, I am just doing well. Is it what I want? Oh, no, of course not.
Mm-hmm.
But, still, not bad, acceptable. So,
Better than average.
true. In talking about that, so something that I've been wanting to ask you is, like, so now that we've done this grand experiment, like, as we mentioned earlier, we are 20 episodes in.
Correct.
So that is 40 weeks, because we do an episode every 2 weeks, because we are humans, and, we have to, like, golf and do stuff, and then do things after.
And then
So,
actually do things afterwards.
so it takes some time to make the magic happen. But what improvements, like, and I mean, like, maybe it's just your game in general, specific areas, like, what have you seen happen, like, January to today?
Well, I can look at the app I use for all my scoring. And let's see here.
Which is?
Man, sure, we'll say it. Sponsor us. The Grint.
Give us free stuff.
Yeah, give us free stuff. I love your app. The Grint. The Grint's cool, and it keeps.
I use it too.
Yeah, it's great. It makes it very easy to keep track of everything. But if we go back to January and start looking at my scores have dropped a bit. My average score went from being, probably, I guess you can look at, I can't really see the specific timeline, but if you look at it, I used to have my average score of 91. It's pretty much my normal for a good long time, because I just could not get off the tee box with my driver, and I just, it was just OB this, OB that, drop.
Drops were killer.
Man,
like,
and
especially in the beginning of the year, drops were killer.
And it took all the energy out when, all of a sudden, on every par 4, you're already hitting 3, or 4 from
like
the fairway.
Woodland?
Yeah, exactly.
When we played there, and it was like one of your drives that was perfect, bounced out of, like, it was so close to the edge that it just bounces out. So,
Just
you've definitely improved coming off the tee
So
box.
feeling more confident with my driver has definitely led. Now my average score is closer to, like, I think according to this, it's 86, but that also includes some of the executive courses that we played, like Legacy and stuff. But so really, it's probably closer to like 88.
Yeah.
But still, hey, I'm sub 90.
Yeah, sub 90.
My handicap went from at this point, I guess almost a year ago. It says November 2021. It says that my handicap was 13.8 or 13.9, almost 14, and now it's 12 flat. So
All right.
I'm cool with that. I want to try and get closer to 11 by the end of the year. I want to play some more golf still before we have to shut it down for winter time. Actually,
I think the problem with getting to 11 is it's gonna, like, be a Mr. Meesick situation.
Yes.
Of, like,
hey,
well,
hey, I'm getting the putting down. I've got the driver down. I gotta get better with hitting my irons into greens and getting myself better chances at shorter birdie putts instead of just having a birdie putt.
So that's the thing that, like, I've noticed in your game the past couple rounds that we've actually played, especially the executive courses where we're throwing darts, is that now your struggle is not putting on the green. Now your struggle is green within 10 feet. Is now you're not, like, coming off the tee box isn't as much of a
issue.
I was gonna say Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, but like it's not as just of a, like, what can happen. I mean, I have these same issues, and you're actually further along than I am in this. But you work in golf too. So.
That's true.
I would hope so. But that's one of those of, that's now the drilling in with the irons is like, okay, now I have to learn the precision. Now I have to learn where to drop it.
I gotta actually be able to give myself decent chances at birdie, and if not, very close, easy pars instead of like. Well, technically I have a birdie, although it's a 38-foot birdie putt.
Yeah, I'm smacking this and just letting it
You
go
can just
up the
hoping to
hill.
God it gets close. So
Like-
yeah. Well, what about you? What would you say you have changed or improved or noticed about your golf game since the beginning of the? Let's say since this time last year.
So since this time last year, I have noticed that my driver has gone from working to not working to working to not working.
Okay.
It's a bi-quarterly cycle that seems to fluctuate every 6 weeks of if it works or if it doesn't. I'm not sure what that's about, but it's just, observations. I'd say handicap-wise, I wasn't keeping things before we really started. I always judged myself at about a 20. Because, if I'm focused and there, I can shoot in the high 80s. If I start not caring and go, hey, wouldn't it be cool if this shot actually worked? I'm shooting closer to 100. But I'm always in there. But I'd say, thinking back to some of the early rounds we played, like Woodland Hills, Brasstown, Butternut Creek. I just wanted to say Butternut. That was where 98s, 93s, 97. So it was in that higher range. And now the last couple rounds has been 90, 91, 92, 91, 90. So it's more precision or more accuracy. No, more precision. I'm drilling in on a tighter set of numbers or shots, essentially. I'm drilling things in tighter, so I'm not having these stray shots go here and stray shots go there. That being said, the shots in golf really do go right now instead of left.
Yes.
So I've collapsed down one of the directions that they can possibly go.
Getting rid of the two-way miss is important.
Well, and it really was when you mentioned to me of hey, so now that you've got your swing settled, and we're getting things together, you're not putting any weight on your back feet at all.
No, you're
And
just throwing yourself at it.
So there's, and I know y'all have seen my swing. If you haven't, please go back and watch our YouTube videos, like and comment, do the whole YouTube thing. But, so I snapped my shoulder as a kid, and part of the clavicle, came apart, came back together, so they're overlapped and there's a piece of muscle there. So I always have compensated to just not put as much weight on there. And it's no, okay, now that you're an adult and you just have to deal with pain in general, because if I sleep wrong, I hurt myself. So now I'm adjusting and actually dealing with this. So I'm relearning my swing a little bit. I still got my distance. Actually, it's really helped my left to right, which is one of those moments that you had the smug, I've told you to do this before. And
It's also helped with your distance control because you're not slamming your face so de-lofted that you're hitting everything.
True.
Crazy far numbers for.
Well, and that was the issue before of so I'd come in and swing all my weight on my front foot when I'm making contact, which is great for keeping everything in line. Your elbow, your shoulder, your hip, the knee, everything is solid when you make contact. As long as the club head was good, the ball was good. But, so I've learned weight shifting. I've learned to control my tempo when I putt. And I've learned how not to de-loft the heck out of the club so that basically a 7-wood becomes a 9-degree loft.
Yes, you were hitting your 7-wood as a 8-degree driver.
Well, sometimes you can put your 7-wood 230, and that's just a fun thing to do. Or when I hit the 3-wood 260, it's roll and stuff, and it's catching, and it's just carrying downhill. But still, a 3-wood going 260, that's so much fun.
It is fun.
But then when your driver goes 150 yards right into the woods,
yeah, that's not fun.
That's the other part. So I think to sum up my rambling last year in golf is I haven't really focused on my driver, so it hasn't done anything. The places that I put careful time and thought into my swing, in putting the weight transfer and things, all of the things that I've put off doing were actually worth it, and I've seen improvement, and hopefully by middle of next year, I'll be justifiably low enough at a handicap that I'm hey, I'm going to go get fitted. Hey, I'm going to go buy new clubs.
There you go.
Because my goal was I wanted to drop it. I think when we talked about this, we set goals of I wanted to be a 14 handicap, which my last 15 rounds put me at a 16 handicap. So it's not far, considering I started at assuming I was a 20,
Mm-hmm.
like, being at 16, that's a nice little drop. I got to go find some old scorecards that I have squirreled away somewhere here in my bookshelves of stuff. But, you know, I think that what we've done here is good. Hopefully other people are entertained. And, you know, I like getting to focus on golf and getting to talk about that. And I look forward to doing it a little bit more with you.
Yeah, we got some more shows coming up. We're gonna do maybe a special bonus movie night part 2.
Ooh, yeah, we need to do another bonus episode.
Yeah, I have no idea which movie though.
Oh no, I know the little one. I think it's like called Top Shots or Little Shots.
Oh, Jesus.
It's the kids tournament
God.
where they play TPC Sawgrass or
Oh,
whatever.
God. Oh,
And like, I want to be so angry that these 7-year-olds are doing things that I can never do. It's like watching children ski.
They'll kill us.
Oh, it's going to be so bad. No, I just want to watch it because, like, I mean, obviously, anything that we can do to bring attention to golf, I love to bring attention to golf. And especially, like, we're getting kids involved in playing golf because they're so much more athletic than me, and it's just embarrassing. And I just want something to complain about. I guess that's my putter has a personalized, like, stamp on it that says prickly pear, which is the nickname my husband gave me because I'm bitter on the outside and prickly. I'm bitter on the inside and prickly on the outside. So, you know, with that, guys, we do want to say, as we're here at finally at episode 20, we're going to start saying this. So like, rate, and subscribe for us. Please.
Share with your friends.
Any platform you're listening on, you know, give us 5 stars, give us a thumbs up. If you can add a comment. It works in their algorithm to pull us up in the charts, and I get little email notifications when people listen and new things happen. So
we gave you 20 episodes without this. You're welcome.
Come on. Like, we set up a whole thing.
We waited for
We
this.
figured out our formula. We figured we got this set now. You know, we're still working on learning how to talk for a specific amount of time and stop. You know, it's not a strength that I have.
No, you just keep going.
I'm
and
working
speaking
on
of,
it.
it's time
But,
to stop.
All right, it's time to stop. So, guys, I guess until next time,
Bye.
bye-bye.